Welcome, Shane. And how things change. One match-winning performance by Deepak Hooda, and I see some features on him and some nice interviews being done.
He's a T20 maverick.
Maverick?
That's what they're calling him.
No, but in general also, like interview, what do you call, rapid fire, and what does he like, which series does he watch on Netflix, what's his favorite thing, everything. So what that tells you is that you have become a star.
Nothing succeeds like success.
हाँ, also nothing success. Yeah.
चढ़ते क्या बोलते हैं?
चढ़ते सूरज को
हर कोई सलाम करता है.
चढ़ते सूरज को
Salam. Whoever is rising, yeah, everyone is like this. Once it starts setting, you look away and you head in the direction of.
Like you did with your famed stars. Huh?
Like you did with your friends also who were here. When they were here.
Then nobody has quit. Nobody has ever quit sports today. Has anybody ever quit sports today?
Siddhant, yeah, actually.
But Siddhant, see, huh? Exactly. See, Anurag has your answer.
Technicalities. Huh?
So,
because you were I wouldn't know. I came only last year, so you were there before that. So.
Oh, acha, you.
No, I'm asking generally. I would know. You are saying, has anybody get through that? I don't know because you were here before.
No,
me,
but
so
I didn't do anything. I have no role to play there.
No, of course. No
I'm
one's
not
doubting
saying
that.
role
It's
to
the
play.
BCCI.
I'm not talking about role. I am saying that happens now. Like in workplaces also it happens.
He was the batting coach.
Yes.
What is he trying to explain with that kind of a stance?
With Deepak Hooda, what he tries to target, because the discussion is around Deepak Hooda. So how he targets that mid-wicket area and slogs it there, and he was hitting spinners there. So all of that.
Three sixes, I think he had.
Yeah, 2 off Tikshana back to back.
That's another matter that got beaten first ball only and would have been out. So
It's a given today, right? That Rahul Tripathi will play.
I was going to ask that question.
Make his debut.
We always take bets about who's going to play. But we do like target predictions. We're going to do the
Player prediction.
replacement prediction, I was saying.
Playing 11.
Playing 11
Replacement. Who replaces whom? We know whom.
Who's replacing Sanju Samson today?
I would expect Rahul Tripathi to
Same.
be there.
If he doesn't, he may as well give up international cricket. Poor guy.
No, but if Ruturaj comes in, will it be a shock?
Yes. Because again, opener at number 5.
Exactly, yeah. You would see Ruturaj.
Not at number 5. I'm saying Ruturaj at, let's say, 3.
But you've not done that before, no?
Then who plays 5? Hooda then plays at 5.
You're pushing everybody down.
Sky at 4 is okay.
But he's the only one.
Rutu himself would prefer, to open the innings than, let's say, come at number 3 then.
No, he would prefer.
But that
you don't
depends.
get what you prefer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then why complain? Because, Rahul Tripathi anyway is well suited to bat at number 3. Now, just
Rahul
Shane
Tripathi
didn't want to do the package I told him to do, but he
Rahul Tripathi is also a top order batsman, but still we've seen him in T20, especially in the IPL, batting when he bats in the middle order. He's batted in the middle order for KKR. Then Sunrisers Hyderabad primarily he's been a top order batsman.
But even for
for his own state, he is opened. He's a top order batsman always. Rahul at least, but for Ruturaj we've always seen him bat right at the top.
Exactly.
And
that's true even for his state.
But there's one interesting thing. I'm just saying, would it be tempting to play Ruturaj considering that he's got 100 here in the IPL?
Yes. He's a local boy. So is Rahul Tripathi.
But Rahul Tripathi is also.
But I believe, have they given the cap? I think they've given the cap to Rahul Tripathi, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't catch that visual yet.
I don't know.
Usually, that's the first thing that they do.
Yeah. It's not an indication. It's clear as day.
Yeah, like the first indications on the day, let's say. For us to jump to any sort of conclusions.
I'll be surprised. To be very honest, if you ask me, I'll be surprised.
But that's what I'm saying. Will you be...
Seems to have received. Vikram Rathore.
Also,
So Rahul Tripathi is playing.
speaking of-
Gave him, na? See there, that's what I
so
said.
that's the answer then.
He has got the cap, so
Congratulations.
Rahul, I'm
finally.
very happy for him.
Yeah.
Poor guy consistently performs at domestic
Yeah,
level
he's
and
playing-
IPL.
He's playing for India. Poor guy.
No, I'm saying that he must be hoping that I'll play this game or my chance will come. So many times he's gone on tour. Everyone has got a chance.
Except-
because I thought this is an inconsequential game.
Yeah.
Now I'll get a chance. Didn't get a
He
chance.
got a chance. He would get a chance to be part of the team's victory videos. He's always there. So that's the only place he was there.
And
Dybala.
Jitesh Sharma.
No, to be fair, at least Dybala scored a penalty in the final.
Currently in the final.
And Jitesh Sharma, former coach, Kochi Tuskers.
But current,
Co-owners.
no, he's only played one season of IPL.
No, Kochi Tuskers co-owners.
Oh, previously. Yeah. So, Jitesh Sharma though unlikely.
No.
No, Jitesh Sharma will not be there. I don't think that.
But I
Although
tell you,
he's
interestingly with
from
Jitesh, what really goes in his favor is if you look at all wicketkeeper batsmen, they're all top order batsmen.
Yeah, he's
Jitesh
not.
is
He's a-
one guy.
He bats 5, 6
Yeah.
or even below,
So-
and he operates at a very good strike rate. In
160,
the S-Mat,
170 and all.
In the S-Mat, he had a strike rate of 178. In the previous edition of the IPL, he had a strike rate of 165.
Yeah.
So he's upped his game in a matter of few months, if you see, and that's possibly worked in his favor, which is why he didn't only get retained by his franchise.
Which is in
But
itself
also
a big
one of the
thing.
only 16 players. I remember all of this because just that video. So the family
but-
members watching right now, you can possibly
Check
watch
But for
that video as well.
Jitesh, in domestic cricket, he hasn't set the stage on fire. He's, I think.
One good season, I think
Yeah.
he had. Yeah.
So the IPL, I think IPL was one of the reasons why the last season that he played for Lucknow.
No, Kings
for
11.
Kings 11.
For Kings
Punjab
11.
Kings. Yeah.
Punjab Kings, sorry. So I think that has helped me.
And even that was his
For
debut, by
him.
the way, for the
Yes,
IPL.
yes.
It was his first season.
I
He was with
remember
Mumbai
He
Indians and
was.
never got
He
a
never got a
chance
game.
for a
26
long time. I remember they never gave him a chance.
And
And that's surprising. With Mumbai Indians with their scouting and all of that.
But Mumbai Indians have had a lot of players
Rahul,
Yes.
picked
one
up,
thing with
not
him
get a
is,
chance. Happens.
unlike most, he bats very low in the order
Absolutely.
and has these numbers then.
and
So-
and what were the options? Because you wanted to have a replacement for Sanju Samson, somebody you can keep wickets also.
Correct.
Yeah.
So what were the options that you had?
Ishan Kishan.
Ishan
Or
Kishan
you're
is
saying-
already there.
You're saying now,
Yeah.
right?
To
Just in
replace.
case,
Harishabh is also.
God forbid, if
yeah.
Ishan Kishan something happens to him, if he gets injured, then you had to have somebody like Jitesh Sharma because if you had to open, you could have easily opened with Ruturaj and Shubman Gill.
Yeah.
So you needed a middle order batsman who could keep wickets also, because I don't think that in the Vijay Hazare Trophy he kept wickets for Vidarbh. Jitesh. I don't think he kept wickets. I
So he
think
played as a batsman, you're saying?
yes. So Sanju Samson was also playing in the 11 but wasn't keeping wickets. So because I don't know, do you actually have options? No, Riddhiman Saha is of course you won't consider him. Then
No, but I'm telling you, it's an interesting point because you literally told him you're done.
and
But-
he just got 100 against Assam.
Yeah, and who will you go to in Test match cricket if Pant is not available?
KS
KS
Bharat.
Bharat.
KS Bharat, yeah.
KS Bharat I think will play the next test. Should play. I'll be surprised if Ishan gets the opportunity.
For the test match, no. I think it has
No,
to be KS.
KS Bharat is ahead of him.
KS Bharat. I think KS Bharat.
KS Bharat is ahead of any Indian keeper
You'll
in
have
test
to
matches
reward-
In
except
test
Pant.
matches,
Yeah.
yeah.
But never say never.
No, I agree
Riddhiman
because
Saha, who knows?
at 39 he's making a comeback. 38, 39.
Dinesh Karthik came back in T20 cricket.
Yeah, true.
Never
So
say
Riddhiman Saha,
never.
I don't know.
No, so you'll take by the way, you'll take a backup wicket keeper, of course, in the squad. Who's the backup wicket keeper? Assuming KS Bharat is your number one wicket.
Then it could be Ishan Kishan. I think both should make
In
it to
test
the
match.
11. Both should make it to the 11. Else, backup wicket keeper. It's a home series. You can always call up a replacement later, like you did here.
Yeah.
So because KL Rahul, although it's very difficult,
matches is-
because we saw Sarfraz Ahmed made his comeback against New Zealand in this home series between Pakistan and New Zealand, and every match, every innings, I think.
He's had one clanger.
Why
Yeah.
not
Yeah, yeah.
Sarfaraz Khan though?
Oh, very
but he's
tough
not a
now.
full. I honestly feel that you should give him a look in.
Yeah, but how does he fit
But
in?
where will you play
Yeah,
him? That's the
exactly.
question.
How?
There is a Hanuma Vihari, by the way, who is not even making it to the. Forget about this 11. I think he didn't even make it to the squad
No.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
for the Bangladesh
No,
series.
he didn't.
And-
Anyway, he's the away man
Yeah.
by default.
So that is in a way test series.
I mean,
Which one?
Which one?
Bangladesh.
I think the Sena away man then.
So be specific.
The Sena away
There is
man.
an additional filter there to away games.
Ah.
Not your home,
And then you have to be
home
the
game.
Sena away game.
Sarfraz, no,
He
I
has the
think.
numbers.
At least, I think you should at least include him in the squad. Just to tell him, boss,
That way, have you in our
that
mind.
we have noticed you, don't worry. You're
Reward
there.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he too will be posting stories.
Or he joins that club.
Yeah. No, the long illustrious one.
The Pune public so nice. They were wishing Rishabh Pant get well soon.
They would be happy with one local-
for quite a long time.
Oh, my house is still there.
How many houses you have?
No, my mother stays there. Family.
Yeah,
So maybe
I hope.
once I retire, I will go back there.
What
again.
memories of the stadium for you then, Nikhil?
I've
This
not
though
seen
wouldn't have-
much. I saw more in Nehru Stadium. This is a new stadium, but this is outside the city, so it's actually closer to Lonavala than it is to Pune, kind of, because Lonavala is like, I think,
This is your,
Same
I
amount
think,
of distance.
next to, not next to, closer to the Balewadi complex, no?
yeah, much further ahead. Gahunje, this is.
I've been to this one.
Yeah, Gahunje.
Got a good press box.
And a shock to
Yeah.
no one.
VCA also, huh?
So, in a shock to no one, India have won the toss and chosen to bowl.
Chosen to bowl.
Of course, had to be.
Not a shock, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, this time, what's really unusual in Pune this time is that it's not cold. So while Bombay still remains a tropical sort of weather, Pune does get cold in winters. When I say cold, not like Delhi cold, but a sweatshirt kind of cold it gets in December.
It'll
But
be
this
breezy
time,
too.
they're saying not at all. It's so the only sweatshirt kind of cold, slight weather was November, and December, which is usually cold, like December, Jan also. It's been hot right now. It's hot.
Pune in
India,
India,
very
I think,
surprising.
is one city which perhaps has the best weather.
Bangalore is.
Or a-
Yeah.
Bangalore, Pune.
Yeah.
Because the moment you
because
feel
Bangalore people would have taken offense. We had to have
Had
added
Bangalore there.
Pune, because the moment you feel hot, suddenly you'll realize it's raining.
Yes. Now what has happened in Pune is that 2 months it gets very hot, which the summer come early there. So March and April is like really hot, but the thing is that the day temperature will go to 40, 41 also, but evening will still be pleasant. Not like Delhi when it's like really hot even
40,
night.
41 in the fag end of the year or December, January.
No.
No.
In
Ju-
peak summer. Peak
Okay.
summer. The
Because
2 month
that's
peak
worrying
summer.
if it's 40, 41.
No, not now.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it must be about a 32, 33 degree, which actually used to be in 20s. At this time of the year, usually would have been 26, 27, that sort of weather you would have got. Perfect air conditioned weather. You don't need.
I think this okay. Arshdeep is also back.
Most
So-
likely for Harshal, I think.
So Harshal.
Yeah.
So Rahul Tripathi of course is making his debut, and Arshdeep is back in the 11. I think at the expense of Harshal Patel.
Yes.
And unlike Mumbai also, here in Pune, as Hardik also pointed out, there I don't think there was too much of dew in the last game.
Mumbai,
but here you might see.
Yeah.
So this
Slightly higher
Yes,
altitude as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here I think it's an even better decision to bowl first.
Although,
Toss
that being
becomes
said,
more.
in Pune, teams batting first have a very good record.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Hardik, I was just saying, Hardik
Yeah, he
was asked
said,
that question. He
He's
said,
saying, "I didn't know
I
that."
didn't know that. He was told that, but teams batting first have a great record. I said, I didn't know.
You should have told
So I
us
have
earlier.
decided to
Although
change.
Sri Lanka's only win in India against India was
Is
at
in
this
Pune.
Pune, correct.
It's 1-all.
This venue, yes.
It's 1-all. Head to head is
1-all.
1-all. Yeah. Shobham Sai says, so Rituraj is still not in contention. This era is where a cricketer can get India cap easily until your name is Sarfraz and Prithvi.
I mean, Ruturaj, to be fair,
Shobha, have you not been seeing our shows?
Yeah.
Have you not
Prithvi,
seen
we've made enough comments on.
Sarfraz also, we've been touching upon him.
And we keep saying he should
we've
be
been saying it
included.
again and again, like we did after that announcement came, and we said it out loud on the show that the message is very clear. You got to go back to domestic cricket, and earning that India cap is not going to be as easy, let's say, as it was or made to appear over the last 12 to 18 months.
And especially now that the directive has come very clearly.
Exactly. Now it's out there.
Exactly.
No, but Sarfraz though has been making all the right noises
Yeah.
in
Truth
domestic.
be told, he needs to be
I
given a look.
think at least in the squad you will see him in next few months whenever you're playing Test cricket at home. Although you aren't playing too many tests also.
Shahi Kishle says, don't leave super chat. Yeah, give us update on Pant comeback, because there was some, I don't know where did I read, there was some report that Pant would be fit enough to play the World Cup or something.
I mean,
like that.
see, it's possible.
No, not World Cup. Was it the Australia series? Or
No, not a
something?
chance. Not a
That's
chance.
Yeah.
happening in 40 days time.
He's going to undergo ligament tear surgery,
Yeah.
which takes at max
6 to
6
8.
months.
Yeah, 6
So
to 8
there's no way he's going to be available for February. At World Cup itself is touch and go, and even there, we don't know if he starts.
Yeah.
So
If you ask me honestly, I think see, firstly, health is more important than
Exactly.
anything.
Yeah.
correct.
Than
At
anything.
this point,
And any cricketer, be it anybody, would want to play a World Cup. It is a dream for anybody to play a World Cup, and that too at home.
Yeah.
Because that gives you an opportunity to win the title, because you know the conditions, you know everything, how the wickets would behave, how the conditions would be. So obviously he must be gutted, but at this point in time, I think for him recovery is more important. Although for me it is a little difficult. See, it's not just about recovery also. You have to get
Match
back to
fit.
the field also. So it's not just he can recover in next say 4, 5, 6 months
at most.
but then
Match fit is something else.
exactly. So let's give him time, and the ligament tear that he has, I think it is similar to what Ravindra Jadeja had. I was just reading somewhere.
Yeah.
It's so Ravindra Jadeja was also operated on one of his knees, and when was the last that we saw Ravindra Jadeja
Asia
play
Cup,
Yeah.
Asia
competitive
Cup?
cricket?
Asia
And
Cup.
Asia Cup was in September.
September.
So September, October, November, December, Jan. This is 5 months. Jadeja is still not back. So it has so it should at least take 6 months. At least 6 months. And the World Cup starts in 10 months.
Okay.
So as Shane said, it would be touch and go. And also Rishabh Pant will need a few blessings from the selectors also, who would be kind enough to get him back into the main
of things.
squad
Yeah.
away without any. So,
But are they looking at, because the multiple reports doing the rounds, is the BCS looking at giving him treatment overseas, or now it's for certain?
if need be, they will.
But I think for these kind of surgeries and the issues that he has, you really don't need to take him that.
True,
Maybe
true.
later for recovery,
Exactly.
Rehab,
therapy, rehab,
Yes.
take him.
And because he can always move to England if he has to for rehab or anything, and he has family also there. He can always move to England with his mother also for a few days, for a few months, just for rehab. So that's, I don't think even BCCI is thinking on those lines at the moment, that we have to get him fit before the World Cup. As of now, it's just been a few days, 1 week, a couple, not even
not
one.
30th December. So
Just 1 week. Today is 5th.
Yeah. I think the first thing is like just get him healthy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Get him
first
back
step.
on his feet,
Yeah,
so he can
absolutely.
go be with his family, and from there can keep thinking about cricket.
And I'm not even too sure whether the surgery will happen right away, because see, it's been 7 days now. They've not been able to even get the scans of his knees and ankle. Why? Because there's so much of swelling.
Yeah.
So you have to wait for that swelling to subside before you get them scanned, and then
You'll make a call.
obviously it's not that one doctor will advise something and then you'll just go with whatever he said. I think they will consider multiple opinions, at least a couple of opinions, medical experts they'll speak to, and then only they'll take a call. Anyways, you'll get those updates whenever whatever happens.
Running through the 11 that has been selected once for everyone, there's Ishan Kishan, Shubman Gill starting, Surya Kumar Yadav, Rahul Tripathi comes in for the injured Sanju Samson. Hardik Pandya as a captain. Deepak Hooda at 6. Akshar Patel, Shivam Mavi, Umran Malik, Arshdeep Singh and Yuzvendra Chahal. So, is this the best 11 under the circumstances? As in the squad that you've picked, is this the best 11?
I would
that
make
you
just
have?
one
question.
change.
You would?
Yeah, I'd
Bring in
remove
Washi?
Akshar, unfortunately, even though, I know he had that good last over this time around, but I think Washington gives you just a little more with the ball, whilst he's improved a lot with the bat as well. I think he's the only one.
But I'm saying the same thing I said last time, that would you want to, you have an off-spinning option in Deepak, which you didn't use.
Yeah, but I think in this case, maybe Akshar, like Washington is someone who operates mostly in the power plays, gives you that added option. So that's the only thing.
I agree with Shane.
So you would have also gone with that.
From game 1.
Yeah.
Harshit picked him as a man of the match and
I
you're
will
dropping
continue to actually stick with Akshar, not just because of his performance though in the first 30 minutes. Also, he gives you a good left arm option as well. Yes, you would argue that Sri Lanka aren't really a left-handed side per se. There's only 2 left-handers I think in the top order,
Yeah.
but still.
So which works in favor of Akshar actually.
Yeah.
With too many right-handers.
So it's good to have a left-hander as well, because you don't otherwise in your bowling lineup. So, and also he did well with the bat, so why not?
I would still go with Washington Sundar because I think he was always in the reckoning. It's just been those injuries that have forced him to sit out, have forced him to miss out on so many occasions. Excuse me. In fact, 2 World Cups. We talk about Yuzi Chahal didn't make it to that 2021 T20 World Cup. He didn't get to play a single game in this 2022 T20 World Cup. But you also have to realize there is a Washington Sundar also who was being groomed for those 2 World Cups.
Correct.
And he was there. It's not that he was almost there. He was there just at the nick of that time. He got injured, and then because the Indian team the team management wanted an off spinner, Ashwin gets that call and that call up, and he gets to make it to those 2 World Cups. So Washington Sundar, and he's been doing fairly well, by the way. It's not that off late, not just in T20s, even in in fact, every time you've asked him to do something for the team, be it your test match in Brisbane, or here in Ahmedabad also. I think Akshar also played that game. Akshar also played that game, and Washington Sundar, and because one thing that was perhaps that Washington Sundar needed to work on was, I think, with that flight, he was considered more of a power play bowler, because he would send those fast darts into the batsman. Now I think he has developed that skill also. So I would go with Washington. Just there is one aspect of the game where Akshar is ahead of Washington, so that is fielding.
Yeah.
Because majority of the players, in fact most of these players, if you see, they're all good fielders. At least average, I don't know, no, I won't say average. See, Shubman Gill is an excellent fielder. Ishan Kishan, forget
when
about his keeping. When he is in the outfield, he is a gun fielder. Then Hardik is a great outfielder, although as being the captain, he has to be in that circle. So I think all of them, Deepak Hooda, if they may not be great fielders, but they are pretty good fielders, I think.
Even Sanju, for that matter, is terrific in the field. Of course, for
Yes,
that one missed catch.
He had a disastrous outing as a fielder. In the first T20. But on the point of Washington Sundar, as I said, maybe one is that they've got another off-spin option, so they're not going. One is that you have left, just 2 left-handers. Maybe also, I think something that goes in favor of Washington Sundar is that once Jadeja is back, then there is no Akshar Patel. So if you want to look long term, then maybe might as well play Washington now and get him.
I think this goes against. This would be. This is where Washington Sundar will feel
hard done by for him.
Exactly. Why? Because tomorrow, the moment Ravindra Jadeja is fit, he'll just walk into the 11.
Yeah.
And where will be this guy?
But that's what
Washington
something,
Sundar.
No, but if you needed an off spinner, then you get Washington with him. Then maybe the other spinner misses out. I'm saying, if you're looking at a left arm spinner and that, you're not going with a leggy, which is surprising. I don't think that will happen. Also depends a lot on Yuzi Chahal's form. Then if Yuzi is not good, you may even go to a Kuldeep. So, but you're right.
But very quickly, we're just 30 seconds, I think, away from the first ball.
Huh?
Do you think?
No.
Which time zone?
I thought I saw the timer there or something. But anyway, having said that, has Aksar, with whatever opportunities that he's gotten, has he done enough to come out of Jadeja's shadows?
No.
Not a chance. He's literally there because he's the closest like for like.
No, he hasn't. There's a question by somebody there about this one. Mr. Raj says, Gill with his IPL strike rate of 125 is vision of T20 World Cup 2024. Rohit KL strike rate is 140 plus, which is an interesting question by Raj, and I'll try and answer that. What he's saying is that, listen, we kept complaining about KL Rahul's strike rate or Rohit Sharma's strike rate, whatever. But if you look at Gill's IPL strike rate of 125, there is a big difference. So, I mean, factually what he's saying is right, and I think, but in the entire scheme of things, right now, he is the only anchorman that you have in the team. So, maybe as we've been hearing from Hardik Pandya's thought process, where he's saying that, he needs a proper batsman and proper bowler, somewhere he feels there is a need for having an anchor, and since there is none in that team, he thought maybe Shubman could be that guy. The other thing, I believe you're only looking at IPL strike rate, if I'm not mistaken, I'll have to check. In domestic cricket right after that, apparently he was on fire in terms of his strike rate. So he's been getting runs at 180 strike rate or something. I know that that's not IPL, but he's been doing it. So maybe he has made few changes in terms of his strike rate. So maybe give him some time. We see if he continues to be getting you results similar to what a KL Rahul or a Rohit Sharma or whatever, then maybe he won't be around. And
Also,
you have
I
other
think
options.
what we should be checking is, see, career-wise, if you are checking his strike rate, then yes, at KKR he was definitely someone who took his time. But what was his strike rate in 2022? Because I remember him being a lot more aggressive during that season when he was batting up top. So maybe
we can check.
Yeah,
Just open IPL 2022.
And at times it also depends on the team that you're playing in.
Just put
With
Shubman Gill
KKR,
IPL
you
20.
knew there used to be an Andhra, Ganesh, Karthik, so you could take your time. For him, with KKR, I think maybe the management may have asked him, you take your time. Just we want you to anchor the innings because we have the firepower in the middle
Not
order.
just middle. Who was his partners? Narayan.
But Venkatesh Iyer as well.
Venkatesh Iyer.
So
Chris
that
Lynn.
one season,
You had
Venkatesh
big.
Iyer, the 2021 season.
This is just This is just one season. I'm talking about maybe the last few
See,
seasons.
2022 has gone up.
Yeah, but marginally.
118 to 132 is not marginal.
No. But he's not talking about 18. He spoke about his career strike rate at 125. So he was not way off the mark when he's talking about
because 132 strike rate is something that
KL Rahul,
the likes of
Rahul and
KL
Virat
Rahul,
Kohli were
Virat
getting.
Kohli and
Correct.
Rohit Sharma,
They were all operating.
They were all
those
getting
criticized for this kind of a strike rate.
Even Shikhar Dhawan, by the way, was operating the strike rate around.
Yeah.
He was.
And getting more runs.
Yeah.
Although if you ask me, I think Shubman Gill looks more suited to Test cricket and ODI
cricket, yes.
But what goes in his favor is he is young. He can still mold himself whichever way he wants to.
Correct.
T20.
Also, I believe there are a lot of admirers of his technique as well.
Very class player to watch.
Class
Very
player,
class player to watch.
These are things that are going against.
But on that front, even KL Rahul.
Exactly.
So if you're going to be picking
Then
players just on
make Sanju
aesthetic,
Samson the captain.
on aesthetic, that may not happen. See, he'll have to show his numbers. Yeah. But I'm saying at the end of the day, what Raj is saying, I think he makes a valid point. Maybe what they're seeing is that, and of course, because Hardik works with him closely at the IPL, maybe he is seeing that there is potential where he can up that run rate. And even if he was to, let's say, be at 130-35, which he did in the IPL, but be far more consistent than what a Rohit Sharma or KL Rahul were doing, you would even take that.
Yes, absolutely.
Saying that, okay, I need one guy at 132, but
So it's a 130-35 strike rate, getting you at an average of 40 plus. Perfectly fine.
But hope that you perform in the big games, because otherwise you're going to be.
Otherwise, I'll be on his
You
head.
don't want that situation all over again.
Yeah.
हाँ जी एक दो ले लें questions.
Yeah, I think there were some super chats.
There we go.
So one side. Avesh Khan, Ruturaj, this is
Abhimanyu Iswaran.
Abhimanyu. Okay, I thought Abhishek Sharma. Abhimanyu Ishwaran, Priyank Panchal, they've their domestic record in Ranji Trophy and the Saeed Mushtaq. Yeah, why do so many slangs or what is
Have
it?
Performances are less than Gill, Mavi, Tripathi? Question mark.
Character constraint.
I am not surprised to see cricketers give priority to
Very good.
IPL rather than domestic.
That may change, Sobhan. That
Yeah.
may change because you must have seen this on Sports Today only, that the review meeting that happened on 1st of January this month, there BCCI has made it mandatory, especially for the emerging players, that they need to play the domestic cricket, domestic season, and only
Then will it be
thereafter they'll
considered?
get to be considered for the national call-ups. Priyank Panchal, I honestly, at times I feel bad for that guy.
Yeah.
Because a left-hander, you've not had a left-hander in so many years
Yes.
as your opener in Test cricket. And
So all the numbers.
Shikhar
was the last.
was
Yeah,
the
but
last
that was in
one.
2018.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and now the problem with him is age is also not on his side. He must be 32, 30.
Yeah, he's in his 30s now. Yeah.
He must be 32, 33. He's travelled with the India A squad everywhere, but haven't been able to.
Yeah, I remember hearing of Priyank Panchal being a rising star for like 6-7 years now. 6-7 years have passed,
He
he's
was the
still
year
rising.
when really
Yeah, correct.
But there have been a lot of cases of you keep hearing rising,
And then
but
they keep
never
rising.
rise
Yeah.
to the level of playing for India and then
But from
disappear.
rising now, the keyword's got to be emerging. That's how the BCCI likes it now.
Emerging. But how would they have to emerge then, no?
Emerge.
Shubham is saying anchor holds big key who needs to handle collapses and bat in difficult conditions. So why won't you prefer proven world stage anchor Virat in World Cup? Which is again, I think,
Interesting point.
A valid point.
In which World Cup?
But-
ODI World Cup, he'll surely be there.
But I
He
think
means
the
the
answer to
T20
that
World
is
Cup.
that the BCCI has made it very clear that we are looking at this series and the way forward as a clean slate.
BCCI has not made anything clear, by the way.
This
not.
selection is an answer.
Yeah,
itself,
no,
is
no.
an
How
answer.
are you
No,
sure
but
that they
this
won't?
is-
That
yeah.
Virat and Rohit will not come back into
That's
the
what
T20?
we've been saying all along. That this
No,
is
we can change our narrative any day. You know it.
No, he's right. I mean, there has been no.
BCCI
statement
has
as
not.
such.
You know, the one way of looking at that squad is when that BCCI release came announcing that squad, there was this squad, that's it. Nothing else. Usually you say Palana player was not available, this
Workload
person has been
management, requested for rest.
But I tell
object
you,
of
they
fitness.
only talk about injury related thing. Seldom do they tell about.
So that's what I'm saying. So that means what would you consider? But I am saying
I am going to not consider anything.
I am
You
still
never know
not
if they
sure,
come.
by the way.
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
still not sure whether Virat and Rohit, have we seen the last of Rohit and Virat in T20? I am not sure. Although, if selectors given a choice, I think if they get the right support from the BCCI selectors and would go for the same squad, the one that played is playing against Sri Lanka.
I have a feeling that for the New Zealand series also, you're going to have this squad only.
hope
And I
so.
feel that while they have not really spelled it out, and I agree, there is no official statement either from selectors or from the BCCI saying, because sometimes you've had some sort of statements where you've said that, we move forward. Or for example, there have been private conversations like the conversation that Dravid had with a few players that we're looking forward. And none of that has happened with these players, that's for sure. So clearly, I mean, there is no definite thing that they're not going to come back, but I have a feeling that they're not going to be picking them up in the next selection meeting. Also
If they
for New
aren't picking
Zealand.
them for the New Zealand series, I
series.
think then it is
Then
the
it's a
end
big
of the
Yes, but having said that, you will never, it's quite akin to when we used to say, oh, why is this guy not retiring? And then you went to the selectors that why, the selectors say, we're not picking him, that's all we can do. How can we tell a person
To retire.
It'll be similar to that if there was to be a press conference and you went and asked the selector, it'll be similar to that. Hey, listen, we are picking the team that we think is good enough. Whether that person has retired from T20 or has come out and said he doesn't want to play T20 cricket, whoever We don't know. So I think they're not going to pick, but you also keep a back door open. Considering, let's say, your selection or your gamble on going with a young team backfires after some time.
In case of
and,
emergency.
And you achieve great success at the 50 over World Cup with some of them. There is no way, with so much of public demand and writing in the media, that you could leave out those guys. So it also keeps a back door open. You can go back to them.
ODI World Cup is far away. What if one of these guys sets the stage on fire in the IPL? What if Virat Kohli, KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma has a season where one of them gets somewhere around 800 runs?
600
then what?
also.
600 also.
600 KL Rahul
is easy.
It's easy for him. He does it every year.
Every season he gets close to 600 runs. So I'm saying even then, what is the guarantee? The glamour, of course, you have so many fans of these individual players who will force somehow they can make noises. And so World Cup, excellent season in the World Cup is, I think, is far away.
Yeah.
You never know, because see, you picked a player on the basis of his performances in the IPL. You picked a player for the World Cup. No?
Correct.
Oh yeah.
DK?
Yeah. No, but I'm saying it just, that thing will keep growing. So let's say that 900 doesn't happen and 600 runs come in the IPL at a very good strike rate. That sets some sort of
145.
Some sort of a base. Then you went ahead and had a great World Cup and you end up maybe winning the title, or at least going somewhere close. Outstanding World Cup, like the one Rohit Sharma had in 2019. I'm just saying. Oh, then you're like, and a great IPL
Should
of
we?
those players. Yeah, then you're going to be like, no, you can't leave out. So, I mean, and by the way, it's not just a reflection of how the selectors think. Actually, I mean, to be fair, that's exactly how cricket fans and everyone, or even in the media, they're going to be thinking. You won't have people who will stick to one thing, right?
Yeah.
We've had
XYZ
change
for
of
T20
minds,
World
apologies, and everything. We have changed our tone.
We too can. We are like that coin, 1 rupee coin. That spins every day. Day before yesterday it was Sri Lanka, today it is India. So, Harshit Sharma, your namesake, please go ahead. Harshit, do the honor.
He's saying worried for individuals.
India versus Australia.
One second, Shane will read these questions.
Yeah.
He does a great job because these shortened words, this SMS language he
And
understands.
eyesight
my
also.
age.
I think eyesight also.
Double some age.
No.
India versus
So worried for India versus Australia. They are talking about the Border Gavaskar series a lot in their interviews. No such conversations from our side. Second part, I'll where to buy. Also, when and where to buy IPL/ODI World Cup.
We are at their service. We are supposed to tell them. Why you?
I mean, you get them.
Good
now.
question, Harshit. We'll let you know. It's all online.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's easily available on a lot of portals.
IPL20.com. That's where you go.
They're not. They're not one of our sponsors, so.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why
We're not
tell you
taking.
after?
See. But just say what. What is the portal all about? Is it only about booking tickets?
It's about booking tickets for any event.
Yes. So say it like that. Very good.
It's like that.
So in the work that they do, the name of the website is also there.
Exactly. Yes.
Isn't it?
That's the one. And to answer the first part of your question, why they are talking about the Border Gavaskar series is because they're playing test matches. So everything for them is now geared towards that.
And who do you expect to speak on Border Gavaskar Trophy? Shubman Gill is one player.
Maybe, yeah.
Ishan Kishan, now we just right at the start of this conversation.
Tough.
But otherwise, this team is very much a white ball team.
Exactly.
Ooh, look at the green tinge. That's something you get in Pune, by the way.
Yeah.
Fast bowlers will have a good time. They've always had a good time in Pune.
Umran, if he's on song today, my.
Also, Mavi with his seam-up deliveries.
And it'll be interesting, Hardik, of course, 1 over with the new ball from Umran.
Getting the ball to move in the previous match.
From Umran, I'm saying Umran. It could be very tempting also.
Please?
We have one more.
No, sorry.
Akshay says that fans want performers, most don't hate anyone. Virat deserves to be in the T20 squad on performance, sure, but he should open in T20s. But why Rohit? Poor World Cup 21 and 22, how does he deserve to be there? I mean...
to an extent, I agree with you, Akshay.
To an extent?
To an extent. Fans want performance, most don't hate. Yeah,
That first part I disagree with.
I also.
I've seen enough online vitriol thrown at one player or the other player to say that is not true, actually. It's bad.
Yeah, even I don't agree with that. Fans. Then Virat Kohli deserves.
But the point is making between Rohit and Virat is ahead.
Yeah, 100%. If you're bringing back any one of them, then he's probably yes.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you had to bring just one back,
Yeah.
I mean, I like the fact that they've gone clean slate and saying, okay, let's just 2
Move
years
forward,
away,
yeah.
move forward. Also, maybe also looking, because they keep talking about workload, also looking at maybe they cannot have player, and I think Virat is very essential for your ODI and Test squads also. Maybe they want to manage that, so they've gone, okay, let's go young. But if amongst all of them there is one guy who could, if you really had to consider an anchor and go back,
No, it will feel a little bad, in fact very bad, knowing that I'm not part of one of these formats. But I think selectors, BCCI, they should tell these players that we are not considering you.
Yeah.
Get it out of the system for
Be
them
honest.
also,
Yeah.
and
But
for
my question is that,
Who
do
will
they
bet the
also
cat?
want, no, one is that, but no, Rahul Dravid did it, picked up the phone and told a few people earlier,
who were those few players?
Riddhiman Saha.
Riddhiman Saha.
Yeah. And did he, there was another place.
Majority of the people in India would have heard his voice, Riddhiman Saha, perhaps for the first time after he
Exactly.
played his last test match.
No, but yes, true. True. It's a very valid. Never spoke.
Fair enough.
Never spoke. No, but I can remember maybe one more player saying that. And also we don't know, because as you said, Riddhiman Saha decided to come out and speak. Maybe some did not. Like, let's say the conversation has happened and they've been told, but they chose not to come out and say it in public. So maybe that is
well, I
something.
think BCCI actually wouldn't have liked that. Of course, what Riddhiman Saha said during those interviews, where he said that I was called, I was told this and that, all these things. I don't think BCCI appreciated that.
No, not at all.
That he revealed all those private conversations between the team, between him and the team management or the head coach. Just that he got saved because of.
No, but he had nothing to lose also at the time, Riddhiman.
I mean, he was already not in selection
Yeah, he was like, I'm
consideration
not going to
anymore.
be looked at in white ball cricket anyway, test
But
cricket.
there are
they've
other
told me.
things also, in times to come.
But he got an IPL contract, played the IPL
Won the IPL.
Won the IPL.
and won the IPL. Yes.
Maybe he was rewarded. Oh yeah, Shubham, really sorry. I think we did take your.
I think we may have missed one before.
have missed one before.
But we took your the recent one to Kohli wala.
Oh, very good question. Meet Soni is asking, will the new selectors do press conference or not?
I used to really like when MSK Prasad would come out and do this. At least you got justifications of some sort.
At that time, though,
A 3D.
it was free for all.
Actually.
No, but I'm saying it's better to have that than not to have it all.
No, absolutely. I agree. I think chairman of the selection committee should be allowed to speak to the media. And the current chairman of the selection committee, he's done media. He's been in the past.
He's speaking to the media.
He's been associated with media in the past as an expert, and he's played quite a lot of as in international cricket. And I think he's pretty okay. At times, you don't want to put anybody in front of
No,
them.
he came for the toughest press conference that there was.
He came, or he was sent?
He was saying, whichever, but he came, right? I'm saying he came, he faced up. The toughest press conference in the last
You
few
remember
years.
the conversation that we had yesterday?
Yeah. So he was there, and all the questions we were firing. I also fired a question at that press conference, and he was very clear with his answers.
You too have very.
No, I
What do you,
have a very specific question. Very specific.
what was your question?
No, I had asked about the timing of, half an hour before, but the meeting was 2 hours later. All of that meeting.
No, but apparently what happened that day was that he wanted to call him, as in Virat Kohli, wanted to speak to him. Unfortunately, Virat wasn't available. He was busy with his daughter. So Virat couldn't return his call or couldn't answer his call. And as things turned out, he was just half an hour before the actual meeting, Virat was informed about that. So, everybody can say anything. Virat has
But
every
there
right
also
to
there was
feel.
that discrepancy saying that actually Virat had said that I was told right at the end of it.
End.
The whole thing was discussed, and then at the end,
Did he
I
say
was
that?
told.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I think
Thought he said that I got to know about this just half an hour before the meeting.
I
Or
think
before
that-
the team was announced.
I think that's
Just half
He
an hour
also
before.
mentions in one of the interviews, I remember, where he says that the team was selected, and then before leaving, was told Virat. What did I tell
No,
you?
that cannot happen.
I'll tell you what the confusion. I think both of us are saying the same thing. The conversation. This was the conversation before the meeting, and in that conversation, other things were spoken first. And before hanging up in that conversation, he was told that we're not going to be considering you for that. And then that meeting happened half an hour later. You know what I mean?
I think everything, the kind of turmoil that Indian cricket went in, especially in the last couple of years, I think started with that test match when India decided not to continue with that series with that tour.
In England.
2021,
In England, yeah.
Then Virat preempted that maybe after the T20 World Cup I'll have to they'll force me to give up my T20 captaincy. He preempted. He announced that. So which I thought he should have delayed that announcement.
Yeah.
Until after the World Cup.
Exactly. And
Maybe he thought that sometimes that Josh comes now, that we'll play for the skipper. It's his
Play for
last
the
World Cup, we'll win it for him.
Messi, basically.
Like that, something like that. That could have been part of the plan.
in
That didn't
cricket,
happen.
has it ever happened?
Was
2011 Sachin.
Sachin.
But he wasn't the skipper.
Somebody
but-
going on a high.
Sachin
a
Tendulkar.
captain.
Captain.
Captain going on a high. Clive Lloyd lost 83.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Then
Border lost.
Border won 87.
No, but he lost the 92.
92, yes. Poor World Cup for them. Very, very bad.
Last World Cup, last match, I'm saying.
Never happened.
Ricky Ponting also lost.
Imagine
to India,
2011.
2011.
Imran?
Imran
Imran
92.
Khan.
But actually he had gone.
He came
and
out,
just come back
came out of
for
his
the World Cup.
retirement.
Yeah.
Imran Khan.
Yeah.
So.
No, but Ronaldo played after that.
He played after that.
Imagine Sangakkara got 4 back-to-back hundreds, had already announced his retirement in 2015 World Cup.
Yeah.
But next World Cup, our guy Rohit Sharma got 5.
Yes. Oh, look
What
at
is
him.
happening to him?
Oh, look at him.
Michael Clark.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 19, they had a different.
No, he retired, right?
Yeah, he retired right after. He's probably the only.
Michael Clark, yeah.
Probably the only.
And we don't talk much about Michael Clark.
Yeah.
That's also because for whatever reason, didn't get too much respect from Australians as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they didn't consider him that, toughy sort of an Australian
brash
captain that they
Australian.
want.
Yeah. He was anything but.
Yeah.
I remember
liked him.
Simon Catich once caught him by his throat in
Yeah.
the dressing room. I think later he said that he disrespected that team song or something.
Yeah.
So Michael Clark. No, I think Michael Clark also must have scored around 20, 2400, 23 test hundreds.
Yeah, he's got a couple of double.
Recently, I think if I'm not wrong, Smith only managed to surpass him on that list. So for the most runs for Australia tests. So Clark is
Clark's
definitely
absolutely like one of their underrated players.
one of the more underrated captains, players,
Then
whatever you
He
want.
also had that, I think, facial paralysis or cancer something.
Something he had. Yeah, Clark. Yes, something. I recall that, right?
2800 test
2750.
and he's played 150
8 ODI 100s.
more than. I think Ricky Ponting would be right at the top in terms of most test runs from Australia. Then I think Alan Border.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps, yeah.
And then
Greg Chappell. Greg Chappell.
No. I don't think. No, Greg Chappell won't
Yeah,
have more. I think Michael Clark should be at number 3 or
How
number
much?
4.
Yeah,
Matthew
he was
Hayden.
four, yeah.
Matthew Hayden
Greg
would be number.
Chappell would
Steve Waugh number 3.
Steve Waugh, okay.
Recently, Smith only surpassed Clark. So, yeah.
FC. He was earlier fourth highest run getter in
history.
String
Australia.
border, Waugh, Smith. Oh, for Smith we forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Smith also only recently made it to the top 4.
Yeah.
Hayden Warner, Mark Waugh.
Yeah, he's just 4 runs ahead of Clark.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're very close, huh, all of them. Just go down. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, Chappell also at 7,000, and I thought around 8,000 it should be. But see, in 7 to 8, how many are there?
So
Exactly. So many.
So many of that.
2
1,
minutes.
2,
Vaughan,
3, 4,
Warner,
5,
Hayden,
6,
Clark,
7, 8,
Smith.
9.
Madness.
9 in that 7,000, 8,000 bracket.
Acha.
9.
And Steve Waugh, Matthew Hayden, Mark Waugh you can leave out. Justin Langer, 3, and Michael Clark also. 4 from that same team. Imagine. Even Mike Hussey you can see.
No, Hussey was the same generation.
But Hussey didn't play those many. Still, he's played 79 Test matches. Imagine 4 of
Because he
those
extended
players
his career
played in the
also.
same 11, and all of them have got more than 7,000 runs.
Gilly as well.
5,000. But then, of course, he came in lower.
Yeah.
Chalo, see you. Match has started. Second over. Arshdeep giving away a free hit.
Ugh.
And
An expensive start from him.
Square
So
leg
free
boundary
hit.
for 4.
And no ball previously. So.
Yeah, he bowled overstepped the line.
This is again.